Okay, this is my quick review for the rental that I got this time, which is a 2017 Tucson, Hyundai Tucson. First thing, I'll start at the back here. The rear cargo area does seem nice and spacious here. However, because of the angle that this goes up, I personally found it doesn't seem as high, and it doesn't seem as good as the RAV4. The RAV4 that I had seemed to be more of a boxy back. Not sure the actual figures, but it looks like it would have carried more. So you can kind of see how it dips down on the side. Other than that, the interior. So here we go. It's a nice, neat little thing that comes up here for your systems. And let's stop that radio. So the actual screen is not very big. Something I found in the Nissan Sentra as well is it does have a great backup camera, which actually has very good vision at night. I liked it very much, although I'm still not at that point where I'm going to trust the backup camera wholly. I kind of like the mirrors and my head turn, to be honest. So, let me just point out some of the things that I found. This is hard plastic. The only softer plastic is this area here, which kind of comes down and goes up around the back. I'm not sure why they did that, because you probably want more of a softer feel in the front, especially around the driver. The side, all hard plastic. Not even, well, just this little spot on the armrest here. So I guess when you're driving, you've got a little bit of nice thing. This particular model has no power lift gate. So when I'm lifting the gate, it does mean that I have to do it by hand. One of the bad things for that would be as if there's a not so strong person, they may have trouble opening it up. I did like the big armrest. It's got a nice big armrest. Inside here, always nice to have good compartments. Something I've always liked is this little area here for change. So if you're going on toll booths, etc., it's nice to have that area. There's another one up here that you can throw change in. So I really like that kind of stuff. And I just dropped my sheet on my pointers. So, let's see some of the notes that I made. Feels tighter on the road than the RAV4 for some reason. It did seem, as soon as I got into it, that the front end is a little bit longer than the RAV4. I'm not sure if that's on the inside or the outside. There's no auto up on the passenger window, so when you do auto up and down, my car has it on both passenger and driver. This one you have to hold the button on everything but the driver. There's no auto up. A couple things too, when I was on a long trip doing 115 kilometers an hour on cruise, going up and down mild hills, not really hilly, it was mostly straight, the I-90 in New York, it did keep kicking into lower gear to keep the speed up. So that might just be a function of the little torque in the little engine that's in here. The mileage wasn't the greatest. I believe the RAV4 I averaged 7 point something. Let's see if this one actually shows. No, it reset. It seemed to be mostly driving highway, and I'll do the figures after I fill up, but it seemed to be somewhere around the 8.2, 8.3 on mostly highway, so liters per 100 kilometers. One of the nicest things I love is as you look up, this, I think, is the only one that I've seen that has a big, huge moonroof, sunroof, whatever you want to call it. It goes all the way to the back, as you can see, so the back passengers have a nice view as well. I really love this. I wish every car had a sunroof or moonroof that was this big. It does go back probably to roughly here, when it's back all the way, which is really nice. It almost seems like you're in a convertible if you're in nice weather. Speaking of the back seat passengers, the back seat is not very roomy. I'm 6'2", And I certainly don't have the front seat all the way back, but as you can see, very little leg room. What I did is, in the same scenario, I went in the RAV4 rear, and I had lots of headroom, surprisingly, and I could fit my legs in. In this one, I tried to get in the back seat. My legs would not fit in. I had to put the front seat further up in order for me, being 6'2", to fit into the back seat, and the headroom was hardly anything. I was almost hitting the top. The side indicators I love, so it's you know, the things in the mirror where it turns on saying there's a car in your blind spot. Backing up camera, as I mentioned, is small. The rear legroom's not great. The trunk storage is not great. But overall, I mean, it's a nice vehicle. All your hand controls here. So it's going to be tough. There's things I love about this one that I wish were in more of the RAV4, and things that were in the RAV4 that I kind of like, wish that were in here. One of the things I might look at online is the difference between the Tucson and the Santa Fe, see which one is better. I can't remember if the Santa Fe is bigger than the Tucson or not. And that's about it for now. Okay, this is the engine compartment, as you can tell. It seems like there's lots of room. So if you ever had to work on it, shouldn't be too much of an issue, which is probably true for most of the SUVs. Now I'm trying to see what size engine this is, because there's apparently two versions, and I cannot tell. I don't see any other stickers, so I will have to maybe look elsewhere and find out. Okay, this is my review for my rental Tucson, Hyundai Tucson. It must be an upgraded version because it has lots of extras. So far, very impressed. It does have the backup camera, has a nice panoramic sunroof, lots of buttons on the inside. So there's it's a very wide roof. Very exciting. I own a Jetta with the standard roof and wondered why they're so small for so long. And this, oops, that's a mirror. Okay, so let's see if I can turn it on a little and give you an idea of some of the stuff. So, there we go. So far, when I picked it up, there's a thing in here that talks about the range. So it's saying 626 kilometers, average of 13 liters per 100 kilometers. It was showing 16.9. And let's see what else. Oh, that's it for now. I'll have to show you more later. So far, the interior, the only criticisms are things like very small display, not touch display. It's got buttons, and down here it's kind of nice. You've got very accessible 2 12 volts, which is very nice. Most cars seem to only have one, and USB and auxiliary are right there. Let's see how the glove box looks. Oh, it looks kind of tight. This particular model looks like it has what feels like a leatherette type of seat. And let's see if we can go into the back and give you an idea of how much room. I'm 6'2", so in the front I've got the front, oh boy. Yes, definitely my knee is up against. Now when I had the RAV4, I was able to get in the back, no problem. So I'm not sure why there's less cargo area in this, but it appears to be. At least for the back passengers. They'll have a nice view of the roof, which is going to be very nice. Now, let me get this out and see if I can open up the trunk. And it looks like it's not a automatic opening, which is okay. So the trunk here is going to be hard to see because it's very trunk looks okay. Seems to me to be less cargo space than the RAV4. I did like how the RAV4 was much higher, looked very open. So it may have been higher and shallower because of the back seats maybe being further back. But overall, so far, that's my impressions.